Hi, I'm Kat, and this is today's tarot. The opening card that we have for today is the Star. So this card is ruled by Aquarius. Right now, we actually have Saturn in Aquarius in a loose T-square with Uranus, and in a opposition to the Sun and Mercury right now. And so we have this intense energy because squares are 90-degree angles in the sky. So it's like there's this tug of war between all of these energies. And so consider that Uranus is this energy of big unexpected change, and Saturn is this energy of responsibility and control that wants to keep a cap on that change. And our sun is our essential self, and where we want to shed our or shine our light and shine our heart out in the world. So we have all of these energies working together right now, and this card is kind of bringing that up. It's also bringing up a sense that amidst the change that Uranus brings in our lives, it's important to understand that the change is coming in areas that have prevented us from progressing in our lives. So in places that were stable, which is kind of scary because it has created this big shift, but at the same time, it's necessary, and it's created this shift to create an opportunity for us to grow into a new sense of ourselves. And consider that the sun, when it moves into, because it's going to keep moving in the sky, right? When it moves all the way around into Scorpio, which is going to be in late October, early November, it's going to be in opposition to Uranus, and it's going to be bringing in more information and more change in this area because Scorpio is a transformative energy. And so these energies are affecting all of us, and it's affecting us all individually in our own unique way, depending on what our rising sign is and how that dial in our natal chart has moved, so that we have different, planets these planets are affecting us in different areas of our life. So this is kind of bringing that up, but it's also reminding us to have hope amidst that, and trust in the change and trust in the shift, and look for the opportunity in that shift. And so in that way, the Star card is actually a really hopeful and inspiring card. Now, the challenges that we're facing today is something around the material question, and something around our sense of what material security looks like, because we have the 10 of Pentacles here as our second card, as the challenge card. And so this card is, making us look at that, and perhaps what we see is concerning for us, and it's bringing in a challenge because it's taking some attention away from what we want to practically focus on possibly today. Now, the way that we, there also could be some matter around the home, some situation around the home that's presenting some kind of challenge for us. And it could be matters around actual financial security, but it also could be, just any other matter around the home that's showing up as a challenge for us today. Now, the way that we need to move through that challenge, or the way that could be helpful for us to move through that challenge, is the Chariot, or the Charioteer in the deck that I drew. Now, the Charioteer is a card that's governed by the Cancer zodiac sign, which is governed by the moon. And we're, interestingly enough, going to have a new moon in a couple days, so the moon will join the sun in that fixed energy that's going on in the sky. And it's also a new beginning in this shift that we're all moving toward. But this makes us look at where we have discipline amidst the change, right? So the moon energy is a very highly fluctuating energy day by day. It changes a zodiac sign every couple of days. And so in that way, it also affects, waterways in our planet, and also our emotions, us individually, emotionally. And we are like water in that way. Our emotions move and they shift and they respond. And in our culture, we don't really look at them that way. We look at them as problems that we need to fix. And so the mind can fixate on the water, the emotions in our lives, and try to understand it and pick it apart and judge ourselves for even feeling it, when really they're just shifting, moving things. And when we can understand that, we can get a little bit of detachment from it so that we aren't so consumed with what we are necessarily feeling in that moment, right? It doesn't become all consuming. But sometimes, and oftentimes our emotions give us an energetic to work with to get us out of a situation or put us into a situation based on our intuitive intelligence and our emotional read on a situation. So I want to inspire people and remind people that our emotional intelligence is a good thing to work with and to listen to in the body. And this is a person who is in control of themselves, because they, while they have these two creatures in front of them, these two aspects of their own self that are unleashed, it reminds you that to not always let your life be ruled by your desires, to have some discipline around them and some sense of direction in where you're going. So that's how we're going to get through the challenge. Now, the overall outcome for the day is an interesting card. It's Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is an energy of abandonment of an emotional situation. Okay, like maybe somebody is just having a bad day and they're triggering you, and maybe you're triggered by something that's going on, some kind of mental dialogue that's being triggered by outer circumstances or even home circumstances based on that Ten of Pentacles energy. But this is someone who's like, this is something that I just don't have energy for doing right now. Like, I have to actually focus on something else, so I'm not gonna be sucked into this emotional, situation. This is also showing that there's, there's some situation that's going on that's just not giving you an energy that's encouraging you to maybe like engage with it. And there's some kind of healing or inner work that you want to do right now with yourself, which, considering what's going on right now with the moon, right, it's like moving into this dark phase. It's waning, which means that we're starting to lose the ability to see the sun's reflection on its surface, and it's going into this dark phase of this, and then it will go into a new moon. And when the moon is in a dark phase, it is a good time to go internal and look at what's going on in the inner world and what you want to put, like what feels good to you in your own emotional sense and what needs to be nurtured and tended to, rather than be, possibly engaged in something that doesn't feel good. It's also saying that if there is a situation that, is an emotional situation that is, just too much to deal with, to take a little time away to get some perspective before you make any final decisions. So this is the tarot for the day. If you have any interest in getting an astrology reading or a tarot reading, feel free to reach out. I will be at a couple of events coming up, of course, depending on what's going on in the world. But one of those events, I'll be selling my orbs at the Traveling Shamans camp in Hotchkiss. And then I will also be participating in an event that's going on in Lafayette in September, mid-September, where I'll be having a table set up and doing some readings in front of the little herbal apothecary. So I will be out there closer to people that I know if you'd like a reading and want to be face-to-face. With that said, I also offer readings, by video or recorded readings and things like that as well. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.